All right, folks. Hello and welcome to another Modern stream. Today we're gonna have a weird one. Today we're gonna have a real weird one with some wacky decks that I got as donor lists for the channel points that I have here on stream. We're gonna be starting off with this list of Rug Delver, which is pretty. I don't even know what to describe this as. It seems a little bit strangely built, so we're gonna have to dissect this slowly. What is the track? It's one of my bands that I used to have when I was in school. You can download it there. So basically, Delver deck. We're probably never gonna be flipping this Delver because that's just what Delver does in Modern. But we do have 27 ways to flip it, so hopefully we might. Still, even if Delver would be flipping every single time, I don't think that this is a Modern power level card anymore, unfortunately. Particularly in the current metagame where whoever is not playing Lava Darts is playing Fatal Pushes. So definitely interested to see how Delver. Also, Hex Drinker is not a threat that I'm very excited about. So this is probably one way to build Delver. We have Tarmogoyf and we have of course Uro because like we're playing blue and green, so might as well, right? The interesting thing though is gonna be like Uro with an 18 land deck. It's a little bit questionable. However, what this deck does, which is the Delver thing, quote unquote, is we actually have Force of Will in Force of Negation. Interested to see how this works, because particularly the power of Delver is not so much on Force of Will, but the power of Delver mostly relies on the card Daze. Delver is not a deck in Legacy even. It's not a deck that is well known for its ability to have good card advantage. So having 8 copies of pitch effects, the card disadvantage is going to hit you eventually, right? So I think this might be overdoing things a little bit. We're gonna see how the list plays out. Also, there's like so much counter magic, 16 forms of counter magic. That's so many. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. The sideboard is also interesting. We had Shadow Spear. I imagine this is mostly because of like boggles and stuff. I don't even know if it's that good there, but like, I guess maybe it makes sense. Grudge, which is a card that I have not seen in a while, which is interesting. Double Blood Moon, of course, in the 18 like land deck. Double Ashiok, double Fire Spout, and of course Veil of Summer, Natural State. This is the cards that I would expect to see in Delver decks. I think that we're just gonna be missing line drops very consistently, and then we're just going to lose many games with this list without being able to cast the cards on our hand. That's without playing any single match. I think that that's where we're going to be. I think that this deck is trying a little bit too hard to be a Legacy style Delver deck. So the reason why you can play so many more spells in Legacy is because you are actually playing 18 lands. The thing is that when you're playing 18 lands in your Legacy deck, you're not playing Sleight of Hand and Serum Visions. You're playing Ponder and Brainstorm, right? So anyway. There's another Rock Delvers list rather than with place Mantis, a Stormwind instead of Hexagon. Feel free to play whatever combination they think it is. Okay. I mean, I'm already queued up, and I rented the cards for this version, so I'm gonna be playing this version now. But it's possible that this just like another version that's better. Also, there's the possibility that we just like luck sag and we just hit our land drops every single time, and we're just fine. But I feel like whenever we do hit our land drops, we are probably gonna be fine-ish, but I don't think that that's gonna happen very reliably. Immediately as I say that, well, this looks like, of course, a snap keep. Stubborn Analysis is also interesting in this deck because you only really have the only real way to enable this easily is just Tarmogoyf. And even Goyf is not that reliable. Okay. So we're probably playing against Shadow. I think I'm going to play this and pass. And next turn we can deploy 2 threats, maybe? Stub should just be Lava Spike. I don't know, because I don't know what this deck is trying to do. Okay, so we're actually not playing against... we're not playing against the deck that I thought we were playing against. That's fine, though. I'm just happy to be able to cash in this stub right now. I don't think this stub is going to be very good down the line anyway. Next turn we can probably Delver plus Mana Leak. Because they're going to answer this Hex Drinker, obviously. Why not use Renin 6 and Pyromancer? Because we're playing an 18 land deck. Okay, so they're just going to get us here and then they're going to push. Seems to be the play. Inquisition. Okay. So we're gonna get to make a 4/4 Hex Drinker. And then I'm gonna force my opponent to have, I guess, Jace the Mind Sculptor. James the Mind Sculptor would be terrible for us. But like we have to be able to protect this guy from just easy ways to be killed. Alright, so we can't get Jace this turn, and now this Hex Drinker is kind of unkillable. They can Jace, as I was saying, but that's kind of it. This deck is so all over the place, it's hilarious. That's very good. Well, we bottom both of these, I think. Do we want the Goyf? So we can do... I think we don't want the Goyf. I think we just bottom both of these. And we just sink our mana on the Hex Drinker. If they play a Jace attempting to bounce this, we can force it. And then on the following turn, we just have a lethal... I guess it's not lethal. My opponent needs to fetch for it to be lethal, but now it's lethal. We have a lethal Hex Drinker next turn. That is pretty hard for my opponent to interact with. I'm just probably going to pitch Sleight of Hand here. We could pitch Uro though. So my opponent just play like blue-black control. That's it. That's just what they're up. What they're up to. They also played Inquisition and Thoughtseize in the control deck, which is weird. If they are delving for a threat, they are just literally dead on board. They might be running Inverter combo, they're dead to that. Sure. I guess that's your turn. Sounds good. Okay. That's my opponent think that I'm not gonna go for it. Mini Progenitus, let's go. 6, yeah. Temur Delver, do you find J-Sky Blade better? No, I think that Delver is unplayable in all forms in Modern. Like, it doesn't matter how you build the deck, I think it's just bad. But this was a dono list. But I do firmly believe that Delver is just not a good card in Modern. Hex Drinker confirmed busted, yeah. Somehow I managed to spend 8 mana on my Hex Drinker, 9 mana on my Hex Drinker actually. There's a new spell with Scry 2, draw a card instant. Yeah, that's 2 mana though. I don't think Delver is interested in playing 2 mana cards. Really think I like Easy Charm in the deck? Again, 2 mana is too much. I guess I keep this. Double cantrip draw. Bolts are really bad in this matchup, very likely. It's also possible that my opponent's playing... I don't think they're playing the Ninja deck, but they might be playing... okay, so we drew a Delver. I'm definitely keeping this Forest. Am I keeping Hex Drinker? I think not. I think I actually want more lands. Hitting land drop sounds incredibly important here. I have not played a single Mana Traders one, actually. Haven't played a single Mana Traders match as of yet. Mutavault. Okay, now we know they're actually playing like the Fairies deck or whatever. Fatal Push, my Delver. I think this is fine. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, so as I was saying, when we get lucky like this and we just manage to somehow like draw all of our stuff, the deck doesn't look bad. So we can get back Udo next turn. Another land, just gonna bottom both of these. We can show a 3-drop only. We can't really show it 1-drop, which is brutal. Sure. Any deck we do is good. Yeah, it's just not built properly. Like, we're playing an Uro deck that only has 18 lands, right? It's pretty tough to make that work. Like, we kind of can't do it unless I draw exactly Veil here. Like, if I play Udo here, if I play Udo here and my opponent has counter magic, it's gonna be like so many turns before we get to Uro again. I think we just have to pass, actually. We're keeping up Force and Lightning Bolt as interaction. Okay, so they do nothing. We basically just have to find either more lands or so that we can... Okay, so that we can Udo with Force backup. Or we have to find like another Veil or something. Yeah, because you see that it's kind of awkward here. Probably have to bolt this guy. Because I think my opponent's playing like the ninja deck, right? So if I don't block the Snapcaster, my opponent gets to attack me. Yeah, I don't think they can really do anything for a while. I mean, we are kind of getting to the point where we can just double get back Uro. Nice. Alright, so this forces my opponent to actually... Oof, that's such a sick draw. That is such a sick draw. Sick draw. So sick. My opponent agrees. Sick draw. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, so this whole 1 mana interaction thing is pretty nice. I can get behind this. 5-0, let's go. I would like to 5-0 with this. That would be fun. We're just getting so lucky with our draws. This is kind of insane. We'll be getting so lucky with our draws. Like, just like never missing a beat. Just always like gas. Always hit all land drops. All the time, great. Wait, why are we playing Flooded Strand? I just noticed this. We're not playing Scalding Tarns. Alright, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, I guess it actually doesn't matter. It needs to be any blue land. That's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, there's no basic mountain, and there's also no stomping ground, so there's actually no reason. Yeah, any blue fetch whatsoever. Like, there's literally no reason to play one over the other. I think I actually want one of these. But I don't want the second one. And now, depending on what my opponent does here... Actually, we can't play a fetch. I just noticed, because if we're gonna play the Goyf, we actually cannot play a fetch. Oof. Seal of Fire. Definitely playing Goyf here. Even though we had to shock there, I think the playing Goyf is just definitely worth it. It's basically a 2-for-1. My opponent has no way to answer this. I guess they could use like a sorcery. Nasagar, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Appreciate the support. So now the Goyf grows a little bit. Youch. Well, that's pretty good. You know what I would kind of like for this deck? Brazen Borrower. Borrower sounds kind of legit. Bolt Phase plus deal 3 damage to my Goyfs. I think I'm gonna do this. Actually, this is fine, I think. I think the Aurora is just gonna be a little bit too valuable. But now the Goyfs are 4/5s. Skewer the critics. That's the one that we start with now. Opponent can't really attack here. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna be pitching this Delver to force. Okay. I mean, I can't break through the 6/6. So annoying. Nice. That's nice. Okay, so now what? Mike Baba may her thirst. G. Welcome to the Grind Circle, my friend. Huh. We can bolt. What if I attack and bolt? Darks Bimo, thank you for that follow. I can attack, my opponent blocks, and then we bolt the Chandra's Incinerator. I think that's probably my line. Cheesy fingers. I have no idea what you folks are saying. So I think we probably just force here. Vexen Devil is fine. Oh, this is Source. Oh, damn. Take 4? No, thank you. Are you guys trolls? You have to tell me if you're trolls. You can just not tell me that you're trolls. What is going on? I really don't understand what's going on right now. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, so if you folks are trolls, I'm gonna have to ask you to either take it easy or I'm gonna have to ban you. Nothing personal. So we have to make sure that we have to leave a land. That's kind of it. You have Seal of Fire. All right, sounds good. That's what we drew. Nice. Is this deck broken? I think this deck might be broken. I mean, I gave them the benefit of the doubt before anything, you know? But yeah, it turned out they were trolls, so. Just be a Laxac and you can win with this game, with this deck. Yeah, I know. So if I think we're gonna block here. My opponent can bolt my Uro, but they're still losing to my Goif. And if I take this damage, then my opponent is able to cast an Incinerator that might be stuck in their hand right now. So yeah, this is perfectly fine. Like Udo just comes back again. This card is so stupid. Why is this card so stupid, Chad? Green, green, blue, blue. Devil attack doesn't help Incinerator. No? So is Incinerator... It doesn't work cohesively with itself? Wow, so it needs non-combat damage in order to be cast for cheaper. But the effect happens with all damage. Oh no, non-combat damage to an opponent. Okay, but it does work with... Okay, so it just has to be non-combat. Okay, so I was confused about it. Okay, we're good. All right, so clearly we bring in Blood Moon against my opponent here. Gustos, maybe Shadow Spear? Trample and Lifelink sounds like a solid combination for Udo. Is this a Fire Spout matchup? There's no way this is a Fire Spout matchup, right? Natural State, Veil of Summer, Ancient Grudge, Ashiok. None of these cards excite me, so I'm just gonna... I guess I'm gonna add Delver because it pitches to Force and Disrupting Shoal. But if I could, I would cut all the Delvers. I mean, as long as I continue drawing hands like this one, we're probably gonna be okay. Classic Shadow Spear. Classic Shadow Spear. This Goif does sound good, and I think I actually want the land as well, so we're gonna do... I guess we can do it top. Because depending on what they do, I might want to Goif on turn 2. I really doubt that I'm gonna Goif on 2. Soul Guide Lantern resolves. Goif looking a lot worse now. That's okay. Should I just play the Goif anyway? I guess I just hold on Mana Leak. Hold on Mana Leak. 2 Dragons closing the board seems decent. I mean, we are after all playing an TemURO deck, right? So I don't know how many claws and stuff I want. Should I just play the Shadow Spear? I think I'm just gonna play the Shadow Spear here. Or just play the Goif. I can also just not play anything. Seems better. What is Dino living in? Oh, you're gonna see soon enough. You're gonna see soon enough. Just hang in there. Seal of Fire. I love how it became a 3/4 for a second there. It's pretty hot. Do I think War will get banned in Modern? I don't know. Maybe. It's definitely kind of busted, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does get banned. Getting Ura flooded a little bit over here. Getting a tiny bit Ura flooded. So you can force the Soul Guide Lantern to be sacked here. So now they have to sack this, which allows me to try to get a second order going. Playing Rock Delver, your jam. Yeah, I mean, so far we're winning. Delver's so bad. Of course, that bolt doesn't matter. I'm just playing the Delver so I can feed the Uro a little bit more. Rift Bolt. Goifall. Okay. They bolt the Goif. Something tells me that this Goif is going to be important. When my opponent is using the Rift Bolt to attempt to counter it. Face, okay. Skewer the critics. That's good. Skewer the critics again. Stop that one. The good thing is that even after this whole counter battle goes on, yeah, sweet. Resolves. They sucked the land and grew my Goif. That's hilarious. Force of Negation, pitching Mana Leak. Alright, so they finally killed the Goif. They went to 1 card in hand and 2 lands in play. They finally killed the Goif and they gave me exactly enough fodder for Uro. This is good content, chat. This is good content. Sure, let's just put this tapped. Pass the turn. Yeah. Uro plus Shadow Spear is the combo. It's really funny how that worked out. Yeah, it didn't work out for my opponent there. I mean, to be fair, Tarmogoyf is kind of a weird card. Like, you always need to be aware of like the cards that are, the card types that are currently mattering with Goyf. Like, it's kind of a weird card. Like, it's just a strange design. Rekindle 828, thank you for the follow. So we're playing against a Lavadar deck, so I'm definitely not just gonna be jamming a Hex Drinker. We need to find lands. One more. I think I want more blue sources. Burn and Tron players make the most mistakes. That's just not true. that's just something that you just came up with. I mean, you cannot just say something like that. And I mean, it is true that usually newer players, it's true that usually newer players will tend to make less mistakes, and usually newer players gravitate towards decks like, for example, Burn and Tron. But just like saying that they make more mistakes is just not true. You can say that like newer players make more mistakes, which it's possibly a fact, an illogical fact at that. I think the plan here is we take this and we untap, and then our Goif actually is doing some pretty solid blocking duty. We're gonna be taking some damage here. Okay, that's interesting. Pass the turn. Traverse for a land. Sounds good. I'm gonna block this Swift Spear because we actually can kill it. Because the instant is gonna grow the Goif. So they're gonna need another way to... Oh, they turbo roll the Goif. Sweet. They go face with this? Okay. So this 50 is dying. So I think we're just gonna Metallic this. Mutagenic growth, the Goif. That's an interesting one. So this means that we take 7, we're gonna be dead to Bolt or another Tarfire. Tubby, Batman, thank you for the follow. But I think this is okay. 5 up to 7, 8. Yeah, I think this is actually okay. Yeah, so this is what I was expecting to happen, basically, which is we just miss our land drops. To be fair, we still can cast 2 of their spells in our hand. That is true. We'll probably have to counter this one, though. Second Goif is kind of bad for us. Why don't we expect to see Delver Violent Modern? Damn, we're going deep. Green source. Fetch land. That one doesn't do it. Play second Uro, so we're not just Dobbs. Could have also played Hexdrinker plus Leak, I guess. Also, I have I have Goif art superiority, so something to watch out for. As long as they don't have become immense, should be good here. Bold face. That kills me, so I'd rather counter it. Alright, green source. Second Goif. Alright. Don't play Shadow. Crash through. God damn it. So I think we take this turn off, but if I'd rather play another chump blocker, and I need to make sure that next turn this is at least a 4/4, so this means that I need to use my mana here. Like, I'd rather be getting back Uro, but we're just missing land drops, as expected. Just crush through. Well, that's worst case scenario. That's like literally the best. I guess barring a lightning bolt, that was the best thing for them to draw there, right? Fuck. So now we have to block here. Block here. And double block the shadow just so we can go to 1. So now we have to draw exactly basic forest. This sucks. Oh, they also had the Tarfire, sure. Of course, they had exactly Tarfire. Crash through into Tarfire on the turn right before we were going to stabilize. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Gust seems pretty good. Delver seems kind of horrible. Which is kind of a constant at this point. Is Delver worse than Hexdrinker? Probably yes. And I don't think this matchup I like Bailiffs. I mean, like, they have Thoughtseize, but that's it. Because I don't think they play pushes. Maybe they play like a couple of pushes, but dismembers. Down to 5 we go. Again, exactly the problem that I was foreseeing. Okay. Keep this, bottom, I guess I bottom this. Keeping the bolt because my opponent might have a turn 1 Swift Spear. And I'm going to play around Mutagen Growth by taking this one here. Bolt there. Play Goif. Let's go. That grows my Goif. I guess I'm probably going to brutal. I think I like both of these. So put on top, put on top. And can I raise a shadow? I don't think so. So I think that we're not going to attack. So now we're gonna Serum Visions into another Goif. Put on both of this. We're looking for lands at this point. Shadow is a problem though. We actually cannot answer it. Not having something like Brainstorm Borrower seems like a pretty big misstep for this deck. So if I attack here, I can counter another shadow, but I die to TBR. I think I'm supposed to attack here though. And we accept our fate to Temur Battle Rage. This also kind of loses to Dismember. Starfire themselves. We can counter this. Seems worth. Veil? No, you can't do that. Okay, so now we lose. We're working around through this right now. This one's Storming and Manril's Borrower. Yeah, this one feels bad to me. Like, we won 2 matches, but I think that we got lucky. I think this list is just not very well built. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. But yeah, so both games, the same thing happened, right? Both games, we are playing an 18-land deck with Uro. That's just not, that's just not good deck building. If you're playing Uro and you're playing less than 20 or 21 lands, then you are doing it wrong. And by extension, I think that if you're playing Delver and you have less than 27 or something, you are also doing it wrong. Like maybe 25 is the minimum that you can play, and still it's still really bad, right? Because the cantrips are so bad. So I think that this deck becomes a lot better if you cut Delver and you play lands instead of Delver. Just play 22 lands, cut all the Delvers, and like not even change anything else. But I think that you're making your deck a lot better if you're doing that. Also, I don't know why we're splashing red. Like, Lightning Bolt seems like not necessarily better than something like Fatal Push. Or even Path to Exile. It's playstyle that I find each list. We think the Borrower lists are probably the most consistent, but no 5-0s yet. I mean, I just don't think that this is a playstyle thing. I think this is just like straight up deck building mistake. I don't think that you can justify having a... I don't think there's any way that you can justify having an 18-land Uro deck. That's just not a thing, right? I don't think that's just a poorly built deck. That's just not a... It's not really up for question is what I'm trying to say. It's 5-0 to us in the past. Yes, but I have also 5-0'd with meme list as well. Like 5-0 means absolutely nothing. I feel like every time I'm winning a match with this list, it's because I'm getting lucky. Also, I probably should have gone with the Hex Drinker there, huh? We're gonna get Lava Darted here, but I'm not gonna pitch any road to this to save that. This card is just so bad. Such a bad card. Belcher just 5-0 too. Yeah, that's kind of my point. Your deck doesn't need to be good for you to be able to 5-0. Those are not, you know, consequences. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the TemURO plan, so let's go. And I guess I'm not gonna play this Hex Drinker here, because I'm gonna be TemUROing plus Hex Drinker next turn because of how my mana is gonna work. Could have stopped there. Maybe it was worth stopping there. Honestly, I kind of just got lazy and I F6. Maybe I should have stopped there. Guy's fine. Maybe we get to stop and light up the stage. That would be huge. Yeah. That's sick. Get out of here with your prowess nonsense. They cannot flashback Lava Dart. They can have a mountain. Good stuff, good stuff. Of course, this Hex Drinker is just fodder, right? I literally could not care less whether this dude survives or not. If I manage to buy a removal spell from my opponent, I'm gonna be ecstatic, but I really don't care about whether it lives or not. Should have played around that one though. Yep. Should have played around that one. Maybe they will get greedy. They didn't. So we need to leave a creature, we need to leave a land, because we have Goyf, right? And we are good with instance. Alright, baby. Make room for TemURO. Main deck Aether Gust. I guess I know what F6. Ginger Ninga, thank you for the follow. I will not block, thank you very much. They're probably gonna bolt my TemURO regardless. But I still get to attack for 3 and they let me untap with TemURO. Well, that's great. How are they expecting to win this race? Here I could slide a hand. I think now that I drew the second stub, I'm not gonna do anything. Force! That's a delight. That's a delight. My opponent is playing main deck Aethergust, main deck Force of Rage. Good stuff. Good stuff. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. ¿Qué haces, Antoine? I think our force might be a little better. Yeah, I think that maybe my opponent, Andre Yoshi 94, thank you for the follow. Maybe my opponent was, maybe they were drafting MH1 and they opened a force, a green force, and they are just trying to make it work, you know? Just trying to make it spike. Try to buy some cards from DCPS in my. Oh, thank you so much, Shauna, first of all. And second of all, I think that it should work, yeah. Jesus with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the 9 months, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for your consistent support for the stream. Shadow Spear. I don't think I want to be playing Shadow Spear. Like, I feel like if my creatures survive, I'm probably gonna be in fine shape, right? And honestly, I don't know why. I think that Shadow Spear might be there mostly because of its activated ability, which is probably really bad. But first, I thought it was sack on your next end step, and I thought it was half decent. Then I realized it was subkeep. Yeah, it's really bad. Like, there's no way around it. It's just a really, really bad card. Hudson. Keep Delver, not great. Yeah, I've been sliding out Delver every single match. Thank you for that Prime sub, Hudson. Appreciate it. So this is fine. They get to grow their dude, but like this means that now they cannot Stormwing Entity next turn, which is the real one that I'm scared of. Like, I'm not really scared of the Swift Spear. We have Gust for it. That one's a little bit more scary, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we can just Gust it though. Can we draw a Bolterino? Another land is interesting. I think we're just gonna hold up Gust here. Monomorphos, man. This card is so fucked up. I think I'm actually gonna... Is it crazy that I want to force this? I think I should force this, actually. Because it prevents my opponent from playing Stormwing and stuff. Gust that shit. They bottom Sprite Dragon. That's good for us. Solid. Breeding Pool. Sleight of Hand. Oh, hello. It's Bolt right now because it means that my opponent cannot use Mutagenic Growth to play Stormwing. They have another one. Okay. I mean, if we have a Lightning Bolt or something like that. Redundant Uro, not so great. At least it pitches to force. And there's the Bolt. relic. Yeah, we're definitely forcing this. Maybe they have peers, but like that relic is just devastating. Gracias. Oof. Well, that's gross. Oh no. Once again. Am I supposed to bolt right here? So that they have to sack a land? I think I'm supposed to. And I don't think we stop this because my opponent might have bolt. And bolt is lethal, so we're gonna have to stop the bolt. But I guess if they do have bolt, we're still dead regardless. Because we are exactly dead to double Sprite Dragon attack, so we need to draw Gust. That one's also lethal. So you have to draw exactly Gust here. Because I think it's the only answer to this. Gust? Slide a hand into Gust. Slide a hand into Gust plus land. Nah. Stupid fairy dragon. What is even a fairy dragon, right? What is a fairy dragon supposed to be? Just complete nonsense. Once again, lost a match to no joy lines. Lost the game. Not a match. No lander, of course. One lander, of course. Man, this deck really sucks, man. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating because I want it to be good, you know? I want it to be good, but it just kind of isn't. Maybe I should have bought on the Hex Rinker just because the likelihood that it just dies to a Lava Dart here is too high. And I can't even get it out of Lava Dart soon enough. Shift Spear. Land? Nope. Well, maybe someday we will get there, chat. Maybe someday this will become a 4/4 protection from instants. Maybe. Maybe someday. If they have 2 removal spells here, I'm ready to bag it in. Sprite Dragon, maybe we can raise. Land? Nope. Because I'm playing a stupid 18-line deck. Why would I draw a land? When I am extremely unlikely to draw a land, of course. If they give me something that I can force, I probably force it. No, but Shoal doesn't counter anything. Like, my opponent has... Their removal spell is 1 mana, either 1 mana, so... We're forcing this 100%. We're countering this 100%. I'm trying to think what I think we just force it here. Pitching leak. We only have one game plan, and one game plan only. 3-turn clock. Let's go, baby. Three-turn clock. Cross fingers. Let's go. Go, baby progenitors. Yeah. You can do a little tiny progenitors, except you can't really. Even if, I guess we would need to draw runner lands in order to make sure that this is, because like my opponent can just chump this, right? Or they can act. This is gonna be growing bigger than this. So if they're losing the race, they just don't attack, and that puts us in a really awkward spot. It's pretty funny. Baby Virginia is doing all the work. I doubt it's gonna be enough, but we can hope. I'm down for some hoping. My opponent has 6 cards in hand though, so I have no idea how they are not gonna be able to assemble lethal over 2 turns here. I feel like I have to force this. Pitching Disrupting Shoal, I guess. Because that gets light up the Sage going, so... We just 2-for-1 ourselves 3 times total so far. So my opponent has more lands than I do, the same amount of threats in play, but they have 5 cards in hand. So tiny bit of difference there. Oh, come on, really? That's no fun. That's no fun. Clearly my opponent is playing the better Delver deck, right? Land Dark Ritually Sleep. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm not playing this deck to not keep hands like this, am I right? Put him to 5. Which Steel Series headphones are these? I have no idea, but they're nice. I like them. Are they supposed to have like a number or something? I've been enjoying them. Say what? What is turn 1 Noble Hierarch of a Stomping Ground fetched by a Scalding Tarn? I think I'm gonna bolt. They move to 5, so I have to hope that, you know. I think this is worth the gamble, basically. If I could have forced there, I might have. Looks like roll a follow. Mana Leak or Disrupting Shoal. I think I'm gonna keep one of these, but I'm gonna keep the Shoal. No, actually, I'm not gonna keep the. Damn it. Okay, now I can't undo. Why can't I undo? All right, so now I have to keep this because I want to flip this Delver. Spencer's Last Breath. Thank you for the follow. Don't play the fairy. Okay, so bottom the land plus the bolt. I think I'm just gonna pass. Saheeli Cat, yeah, I'm suspecting maybe some planeswalker here, so I want to hold up Starboard. And I was thinking of using Sleight of Hand, but of course now I get punished. But we're gonna play Goif plus hold up stop next turn. Well, that's fucking disgusting. Well, that blanks my entire hand. And also flips my Delver, which is never gonna flip again. The nice thing, however, is now we get to drop a Goifo. Didn't I have a Force of Nation that's Serum Visions? Yes. But no, I had the Force of Negation with the Sleight of Hand. I'm probably gonna blink the Oath. Or blink the Tef. Totally losing this game, aren't I? I can't really attack, because if my opponent has another Felidar Guardian, we kind of just lose. So, don't like that. Noble Hierarch doesn't really matter, I don't think. Sure. I could have played Stub there, but I think I could have played Delver, I mean, there, but I think Stub is gonna be better. Fuck! Well, that was unexpected. It's not the best miss I've ever seen, but... can we win? We cannot win anymore, right? That's it. That's GG's. We cannot beat a Resolve Niv miss it. Simply cannot. Simply cannot beat a Resolve Niv miss it. Never hear me swear. I do swear on stream sometimes. When it's worth it. That was definitely worth it. That was certainly worth it. I just noticed we can't beat this, we can't beat this, we can't beat these. Basically cannot beat opponent's deck here. We can hardcast Disrupting Shoal to counter Kitchen Finks. That's kind of nice. Here's another Kitchen Finks, which we still cannot beat. Misty Rainforest again. What's my point in exposing themselves to bolts like this? It doesn't sound very smart. Right, Niv down at least. So if they have another Niv miss it, we lose. And considering how they just kind of threw this one away, I think that we're going to lose. I think we have to counter that. That one might actually be okay. All right. All right. I was leaving a thing on my Udo. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So if we find a line, we can actually replay the Udo right now. Hog. Green, green, blue, blue. Land, land, force, shoal, goifo. All right. We have a plan, chat. We have a plan. It's not a good plan, but it is a plan. They do have another Niv. Another Ring to Light. Okay. Ah, come on. Vomit. My opponent mulled to 5 that game, and I still had no shot at winning at any point. I don't want Blood Moon, actually. I don't want these, and I probably want Ashiox. Delver is just not a playable magic card. In the modern format. Let's clarify that. So Disrupting Shoal is awful. Actually, I guess Shoal is worse than Force. Nobody has the 5 color. Like, they have Oath of Nissa and a bunch of mana dogs and stuff. Like, I don't think I really can, honestly. Classic Delver hand. Sure. This seems okay. Maybe it's wrong to bottom the sleight of hand there. Cord Bros with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the 2nd month, Cord Bros. How is Delver going? I'm a big Delver fan in modern. Oh, I am not. I am not a big Delver fan, I can tell you that much. I think I'm actually going to take this turn to level up the Hex Drinker. So we need to turn this into an actual threat, right? Thinks. This is fine. Kantis Rider, thank you for that follow. So if I level up here, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next turn I can make it mini Progenitus. I suspect that my opponent just has a It's never been aggressive for the Treasure Cruise days, but it's a lot of fun to play. It just has felt not great. It's not bad actually. So now we're holding up stub. Protection from everything. Let's go. I think that's actually stub worthy. Baby proc yeah, I know. The fairy doesn't do I mean it blanks my counter magic, so I guess it's worth using. Peachy Nashiok feels bad though. That's a pretty solid draw. This game 3, game 2. I don't even care what you're playing. I'm probably gonna be mana leaking it, unless it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, well, that one actually really does matter. Okay, so this should be game now. I don't think my opponent has anything that they can draw at this point. No. All right, baby progenitors, let's go. You know what? Based on what my opponent did right then, they didn't play around Blood Moon at all. So I think I'm gonna try to get a little bit greedy here. It doesn't pitch to force like Ashiok, but let's try to get him. Put him all to 5 again, so I'm really scared. Really scared. Hex Wrinkle, let's go. Do I use Just for Men on my beard? I don't know what Just for Men is. What am I eating? It's this. It's some rice with some stuff, and then gonna get pretty pull here, and then some spring rolls. Double Hex Drinker opponent. How are you gonna beat this now? Don't beat it, please. Don't beat it. God damn it, they have the Felidar Guardian. Fuck. It's a good way of beating this, I guess. Shit. Well, so my cards don't do anything here. Unless I answer the TEF, so we're dead to very many cards, but Alright, so Arcana Magic does stuff now. Honestly, it's possible my opponent should have plus last turn. No. Get out of here. Out of here, I say. Uh-huh. Zero cards in hand, you say? Zero cards in hand, you say, huh? Hell no! Get that out of here! Can you believe this? So land would not be a bad draw. Because with land I can stack up the Hex Drinker. 1, 2, 3, I can make 2 4/4s. They serve, okay. It's very interesting to me. Stub. So this is 3. I'm trying to figure out whether I should stack up on this one or I should level this one up. So we can get this one out up to 5. My opponent's probably going to chump right now. Yeah, getting up to 5 is definitely worth it. Yep. Yeah, they have to block that one there. Those attacks with Felidar the Guardian don't make too much sense to me. Alright, so I think that now we win. I don't understand why my opponent was attacking with Felidar the Guardian there. That's a good draw there. So 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3 up here. I think it's better to stack up on this one. I just think for lethal next turn. Moto should have the reveal hand clause for this very situation, you know? Somehow we're 3 and 2 with that. That's sick. That's awesome. So this deck what's at least 2 or 3 more lands. And personally, I would just cut the Delvers. This card is just so bad. This card is so bad. Like, even if it flips, it's not that good. Definitely play Shape Anew. I mean, you can basically add Shape Anew to literally every deck ever. Even if it doesn't play blue mana. Remember when Noble was 70 bucks? Thanks for making them for the wall. Yeah, those were the times. At one point, they were like $100 each. So, Yeah, I think that this deck needs more lands, or it should not be playing URO altogether. But like both things don't work. There's just like anti-synergy. It's not even that they're not synergistic with each other. It's just like it's just actual dis-synergy. Would Ren and 6 be good in this? Probably not. Ren and 6 doesn't really clock. I guess you can ultimate Ren and maybe it does something, but you could try play some Rens. Maybe like 2 or 3. The problem, like, if you do this, then URO makes more sense, but you still need your lands, right? And you would definitely need more red sources. So you still would need like 19 lands at least, just to start things up, you know? One of which very likely needs to be a stomping ground. Then you can cut your Delvers, because this card sucks. You can shave some Disrupting Shoals. And you can play maybe another Sleight of Hand, and the Hex Drinker was actually a lot more impressive than I originally imagined. Also, if you're playing Ren, you probably don't want to play Plummet in the sideboard. Where is Moongoose where you need it? Well, actually, Nimble Moongoose is modern legal. Is it? BSF Maggie, thank you for the follow. Brazen Borrower is another card that we talked about. But I felt like there were multiple situations where I was like, damn, Brazen Borrower would be great here. The nice thing about Delver is that it pitches to force, which is very often what you end up doing anyway. Because right here, your blue card count for force is not the best, right? It's 26. Which is not awful, like it's not just straight up bad. But you would be more comfortable with like 28. Terramander also pitches to force. Yeah, but Terramander is not really playable, right? This card is just not really modern power level. At least it flies when you play it, I guess. So there's that. Also, is this is still standard legal? That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, if you play Terramander in this deck, it would very often still require you like probably 5 mana or 4 mana to quote unquote flip or whatever. So like it's still a lot worse than Delver. It has more upside than 3/2 flyer. Yes, but it's gonna be a 1/1 way more than Delver is. Like Delver's already gonna be a 1/1 a lot in this deck, and even when you add like the cost, like realistically, the Terramander flip is going to cost you like 4 mana. Yeah, it's like you can try it, but it's not gonna work out. Like Terramander was only good in that mono blue deck, but it was because you wanted, like, you cared about it being a 1/1 flyer, right? 1 mana 1/1 flyer was actually a good card in that deck because you can put Curious Obsession on it. So 2/2 new red 1-drop that bounces lands. Yeah, probably not gonna be doing that one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even convinced that this is the way to go, right? Like, I'm not convinced that Red and 6 would be good here. But if you wanted to go this route, you could if you wanted to. I don't think this would be a very good deck, though. So I think that, like, Hooting Mandrills makes more sense to me. So, like, Mandrills instead of Udo and some number of Brazen Borrowers. Like, that definitely feels better. If you really wanted to be playing Delver in Modern, which I think it's a mistake. So, yeah. We still managed a 3/2, which is not bad. Not bad. But yeah, it wasn't. We did play some nice games in Magic, I think. But yeah, the deck is not good. We put a link on the listening chat. All right, sounds good. Chaotix. Thought Scour over Sleight of Hand. The thing is that you are actually looking for specific cards when you're playing this deck, right? Like very often we were like, okay, so we need to find a bolt, or okay, we need to find some form of counter magic, or we need to find a land, or we need to find a Neuro. So like, Sleight of Hand has some relax upside over Thought Scour. Like Thought Scour would also fuel Uro, right, which is great. But I think that, yeah, I just don't think that it's the way to go. Yeah, again, I don't think the deck is well built, and I don't think that you can, you know, build it in a way that works, basically. Not with Uro. I think like you cannot play Delver and Uro in the same deck. I think that they are mutually exclusive in a way, in terms of the deck building constraints that each one of them puts on your deck. So I think that Uro plus Delver is not a combo, so you have to choose whether you want to be an Uro deck or you want to be a Delver deck. And I strongly recommend you choose to be on the Uro deck, on the Uro side of things. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. We're gonna be playing a League with Living Ends, so if you want to check that out, make sure you do so in the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.